Assalamu alaikum friends, I am your tax dost and tax host Anthony Williams, and you are watching Tax Dosti Reporting, where we want to make you aware of your tax rights so that you can see what the government is doing with your finances, because whatever you are earning, government has a share in it, and that it takes from you in the form of taxes. Taxes can be local taxes, for example, if you pay water charges or you cross a toll and pay toll plaza charges, or it could be federal, like service tax that you pay when you consume any service in restaurants or at other places, or it could be federal taxes like income tax that is paid on your income, or sales tax when you consume different goods and in your region. So basically, these are the different excuse me, these are the different taxes that you pay, and taxdosti.com. We love to see you in person, and if you visit our website, this is our contact details. This is the Google Map. Even in Google Maps, if you type tax dosti, it will bring you right to our office in DHA Phase 3, and you can drop us a line by clicking this, and you can here give some of your details and your message, and we'll get back to you. And even if you have any questions in these videos, you can refer to these videos in your message, and we can reply the next day in the next video. Normally we try to make videos on everyday news that relate to taxation appearing in different news media, and today we'll be talking about withholding taxes, a menace for the people and a darling for the FBR. Sama TV website, this article has been given, and today is the September 13th, 2018. This article appeared yesterday, and basically it's a well written article, so I'll read and start explain the different facets, but it has been well written, so it is self-explanatory. People say taxes are a necessary evil, and who knows this better than Pakistani taxpayers? From buying a car to investing in stock market or even topping up your mobile phone credit, Pakistanis have been squeezed by the tax authorities at every front. And that is the reason Tax Dosti is making these videos and making you aware that there's a limit. Generally, the maximum the government can tax you is 30% of your income. So if you earn 100,000, the maximum it can tax you is 30%. But as we saw in yesterday's article by Dr. Ikramul Haq, in simple cases where you're paying for petrol, you're paying at the rate of 45% of your income as taxes. So in Pakistan, it's very much possible that you may be earning 100 rupees and paying 65 rupees as taxes in different ways. Different examples they have quoted. Consider indirect taxes such as petroleum taxes. These are regressive taxes because they don't consider your income level, which means that irrespective that poor or rich people, you pay 10 rupees as petrol tax every time you buy petrol. This is per liter, so per liter at least you're paying 10 rupees irrespective of the amount that you earn. So this is a kind of regressive taxation which has now been fully spread through the income tax law, to the sales tax law, service tax law. All tax laws in Pakistan now are in regressive mode rather than being progressive, which means that the higher you earn, the higher you have to pay the tax. It is the reverse. So it's up to us to reverse this regressive taxation into progressive taxation. If these indirect taxes, which constitute 65% of the tax revenue, were not enough, the government seems to have a new darling: withholding taxes. Withholding taxes were started in 1990 by the federal government, and withholding taxes are basically income tax on different transactions that are withheld from you during the financial year. That's why on bills you'll see WHT, withholding taxes or advance tax. These two names represent income taxes that are deducted during the year from you, irrespective of the fact whether you are a taxpayer or not. Nearly two-thirds of government's total income tax collection in 2017-18 financial year, which has completed in June 2018, was in the form of withholding taxes. Two-thirds, 75% of the taxes have been withheld from you when you made different transactions like withdraw cash from bank, or you paid for your token or registration of car registration, or you paid for your children fee. So government deducted withholding taxes and not considering that whether you were liable to pay tax after the financial year or not, they've already deducted. ये इसी तरह है कि आप जाएं और आप किसी मैकडोनल्ड्स पे जाएं और मैकडोनल्ड्स में आप पेमेंट कर दें और वो कहें जी आप कल आना, आपको आपका बर्गर आपको कल मिलेगा. So advance withholding taxes is just like that. That if you go to McDonald's and they tell you that pay 665 rupees for their meal, and when you pay they tell you that you can come after you can come tomorrow or after a few days and we'll serve you the burger or your meal. So withholding taxes is the same. For example, this is a good example. When you buy a Suzuki Meran, you pay rupees 10,000 in withholding tax if you're not a filer, and 7,000 if you are a filer. But if you are a filer, you can get this money back. You won't get this cash back, but you could have it adjusted in other areas. For example, the amount could be adjusted by your employer by deducting income tax in the next financial year, which means that suppose you know that you pay your token tax every July or August. So when you pay, you can claim, for example, if you paid in August 2017, now in August 2018, you can tell your employer that I have paid this 7,000 rupees as withholding tax, income tax. So please deduct 7,000 less from my salary. For example, the whole year withholding on your salary is, for example, 50,000. So you can say that since, and provide this challan to your employer, that since you have I have paid the 7,000, please deduct only 43,000 from my salary divided by 12, that is every month, instead of 50,000. So 7,000 you can have it subtracted from this. The government's heavy reliance on withholding taxes, because it is facing a budget deficit of 2.2 trillion, since it spends more than it makes. Even though not many people file tax returns in Pakistan, less than 1% do, the government still hasn't been able to make more people pay taxes. So a little correction here is that yes, definitely 2.2 trillion rupees is the deficit, and only 1%, which means less than 1% out of 220 million Pakistanis, only 1 million Pakistani file their tax return. But as it is for paying taxes, basically, as we discussed in yesterday's talk on the article of Dr. Ikramul Haq Sahab, that every Pakistani is paying taxes at least up to 50,000 per year through different taxes. So every Pakistani is paying taxes, and this is not true that only 1%. The problem is the distribution of the taxation. Those people who earn less amount are paying more taxes as compared to, in ratio to their income, rather than the people who are earning more. Simple example, a person who is earning 1 million 10 lakh rupees per year is paying maybe 100,000 10% tax, and a person who is earning 10 billion rupees 10 crore 100 crore rupees may be paying just 1% of that in taxes. direct and indirect taxes. So basically, the distribution of taxation or the levy of taxation, as we say in technical terms, is wrong, which needs to be improved. And the tactics of withholding taxes, which this article is saying, and other indirect methods should be limited or reduced or eliminated. Instead, it uses indirect taxes as well as withholding taxes to make money. Indirect taxes means sales tax, service tax, property tax, and withholding taxes means uh, getting income tax from you when you spend rather when you earn amount. So whenever you make any expenses, pay for any flight, airlines or anything, or buy a car, you are paying withholding taxes, which is taxation during the year. Advance income tax helps the government grow its revenue. For example, FBR collected 14% more taxes in 2018 compared to previous year. Obviously, because of CPAC and all the economic activity that is happening in our economy, and every economy is basically growing. So all this is bundled up, all the problems are bundled up, and then there is more disparity in collection of taxes. The FBR collects 1.6 billion from direct taxes, like income tax. 65% of that is withholding tax. So mostly 1.6 billion income tax that the government collects during the year through FBR. Most of it is done through withholding tax. On the flip side, taxpayers suffer because they end up paying more than they owe to the government. It's very simple. A person who is earning 1 million to 2 million, 10 lakh se 20 lakh, should not be paying more than 20,000, 25,000 rupees in taxes, income tax, and in sales tax it may be 50,000 or so. So he should not be paying more than 100,000 in taxes in a year, but unfortunately he is paying 300,000, 400,000 in different taxes, and he is not even aware of it, which squeezes their paychecks even further. And even if they get good bonuses and increases in their salaries or greater profits in their businesses, still they have problems. And along with that, businesses are hurt because all this tax that is collected during the year, they regularly, most of the businesses claim refunds, and those refunds are stuck with FBR, and the amounts are huge amounts of refund is stuck, which means their working capital is stuck, and then their business has cash flow problems, and eventually it closes down. So, good article about withholding taxes. It is a method of collecting taxes, but tax dosti reporting video. The purpose is to tell you that it's time that you took interest in your tax matters, and this will help you first of all to increase your salary, your business profits, or your allowance that you may be getting from your parents. And secondly, it will help the government identify all the problems that you and me as taxpayers face when we are paying taxes or when we are dealing with any tax authority, be it property tax or income tax. Thank you very much for watching Tax Dosti videos. I am your tax dost and host, Anthony Williams. Have a nice day.